Right everyone, back again, second time in a week. Thought I got a bit of making up to do, haven't I? As it's been over a year. I've got some catching up to do, so here I am. I thought I'd show some 7-inches this time, and some LPs. Yeah, just sort of like showing what I picked up over the last year. Some of these are more recent, some of these, I might have shown these before, it's been a while, I guess, but we'll see. So yeah, I thought I'd have a bit of a cider going on. It's Thursday, not quite the weekend, but there you are. Listening to The Business. One of my favourite Business records from '97, I think. As I say, this is a reissue from 2019, but yeah, I love like later Business. I reckon their stuff holds up, do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'll get started. Yeah, some of these are just sort of like fill in places in the collection. California Uber Alice by the one and onlys. UK Press, I think. You don't really see these that often. I guess they're kind of one of the sort of like more popular punk bands. People sort of hang on to them, so got that one. Holiday in Cambodia, again, classic. Back with a Police Truck. I mean, you could argue probably one of the best singles ever made, ever, any genre. Brilliant. So I'm glad to have that. Yeah, alright, next. Bit of UK 82, The Enemy. Probably the best record they made. I mean, they look so young. Like, how is it that some of my favourite music is played by people that were so young? They're like old enough to be like my parents, but they were like, at one point they made like great tunes, you know what I mean? Yeah, cool. I've noticed as well, like over here, like a lot of the UK 82 stuff was always really easy to get, and it's starting to become harder to get it, and when you do see it, it's more expensive. So I'm kind of making an effort now. Like a lot of time I would go to a record shop or something and it would be like, oh, that would be cool to have, and then you move on. Like now, if I see it, I have it. Do you know what I mean? Because a couple of years time, it might not be the case. You might not be able to get it anymore. You know, those records that you see, you know, 9 times out of 10 could be gone. So here's another example of that. In Britain by Red Alert. I got a record shop like up the road. I don't really go very often because I'm busy in that, but they have this in there, you know. You're gonna stop seeing stuff like this soon, I just know it. Sad day, you know. Murder of Little Towers. I don't think this is the original pressing. I know the original pressing goes for like quite a bit of money. I think this was like a second pressing, but cool to have. I love the Upstarts. Alright, this is from a 78, 77. A bit of like one of those kind of like obscure punk singles. It's like some random punk band from Bristol. Don't really know a lot about it. Euthanasia by the Pigs. Bristol's sort of kind of up the road from me. A West Country place, like where I'm from, so that was cool to have. My cat has joined us. Another one. Freeze by the Models. Yeah, great single. Classic, good to have in the collection. I keep trying not to burp, can you imagine? Spiral Scratch by the one and onlys. Second pressing or third pressing or something. I wasn't aware that the first pressing was that, like, excuse me, have another drink. I wasn't aware that it went for so much money, so of course. You might see a bit of a theme here. Harmony in my head. I don't have a lot of Buzzcocks, so I'm filling that void because I love Buzzcocks. And there we are. Promises and Lipstick. Everybody's happy nowadays. My cat is about to knock over the camera. I think she's going to become like a permanent fixture now in these things. That's going to be gone in a minute. I'm Alive, 999. Hopefully seeing 999 at the end of the year. We are at the end of the year. November. something like that. English Civil War by The Clash. Great B-side on that one, Pressure Drop. White Riot, 1977. I think they're like first one. Amazing. This is like a split 7-inch Jawbox and a band called Tar, I think. Yeah, it's like the same. I love Jawbox. Like, this is on Discord and Touch and Go, I want to say. Anyway, yeah, I love Jawbox. There you are. That was a bit of like £2, I think it was. Right, so that's the 7 inches. It's funny, I tried making this video like twice or something and it just wasn't happening. I was just like all tongue-tied, like blah, 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 blah. So yeah, it's flowing now nicely, so that's good. Alright, LPs. 90s, anarcho, street punk, whatever. And now back to our programming by Oz Rotten. Something you don't see over here at all. This is a Tribal War record. Nice blue vinyl. Yeah, you do not see stuff like this over here at all, so that was really cool to have. Oi! She's just jumped up on my shelves. Hold on. What are you doing? Get down, please. Do you want to say hello to everyone again? Look, who's this? Who's this here? Hey? Alright, next up. Following on the 90s. This is a reissue. I don't actually know a lot about it. I just kind of like fire away. I don't really look into it. Yeah, this is a Dirty Punk Records reissue of the classic from '95, Fuck the 90s, Here's Our Noise. This album, right? It's just black vinyl. This album, yeah, reminds me of being a kid. And obviously when it came out, I was like 3 in '95, so I didn't obviously experience it then, but this reminds me of like being a kid, being at school, like hating the world. Like this is, when I put this on, it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm glad I have that. Looking out for original pressing, like with like the blue cover. I want to get that at some point, but that will do. That will keep me going for now. Alright, moving on. Bit of Chubby in the Gang. Yeah. This was like I found this like shop on eBay that sell like brand new records that are like super cheap, with like free postage. I don't know whether they're like abroad or not, I have no idea. But this was like £5.80 or something stupid like that. And Chubby the Gang are great. Members of the Chisel, they're in the Chisel as well, which another great band that are kind of pretty happening right now. Like their new album is fucking great. Haven't got that one. So yeah, cool to have that. Great album, good fun. Alright. This is Repetition by Unwound. Unwound are like a 90s like post-hardcore like noise rock band. Potentially my favourite Unwound album. I want to say it's on colour, but it's probably not. Oh, it is. It is. It's like a urine infection colour vinyl. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's like all staticky. Yeah, like Unwound. One of those bands that I kind of like over the last like year or two like become like one of my favourite bands. They're just so weird and like unless you're like really into it, like, stuff. Unless you're like really into it, like you're probably not gonna like it. But yeah, look at that. Looks like someone's been ill, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so that's cool. I've been collecting like these are like the new Unwound reissues. I've been buying them all. I'm missing a few, but I thought I'd just show this one just because like it'll be like a long video on Unwound. But yeah, this is from like '96. Really good. This is, you know, if you want to know where to start with Unwound, this is probably the best place to start. Yeah, I love Unwound. I'll be showing more Unwound in the future. But anyway. Alright. Recently we lost last year. If you're familiar with bands like Hot Snakes and Drive Like Jehu and that, like Rick Froberg passed away. This is like a classic from like '94. It's on like this is a reissue, obviously, on like a pink vinyl. It comes with like a 7-inch, which is cool. I don't know when this reissue's from, but like, yeah, this is like a must-have for me. I love this album. I think it's just like, I remember listening to it like when I was a kid, like coming across it, and I just didn't get it. I just wasn't into it. Like, I guess it was just like, you know, it was labelled as punk, but to me it wasn't punk, you know. So I'm kind of into the weirder shit now. So I get it, you know. And yeah, Rick Frober, I love Hot Snakes as well. So yeah, it's cool. Yank Crime. Speaking of death, Steve Albini passed away back in June, July, something like that. This is Big Black, Atomizer. Yeah, weird drum machine punk band from Chicago, I think. Yeah, Touch and Go Records. I love Shellac. I love Steve Albini. I love like everything he's done, more or less. Production wise, he's produced some of the best bands, some of the best records. He's famous for like doing like In Utero by Nirvana and that, but like he's done some other ones. And if you like the noisiest shit, like you know who Steve Albini is. So that was a real shame. That was a real shame when he passed away. So, but the new Shellac album's great. It came out like a week after he died. So it is what it is. It's a shame. All right. A nice picture disc, Punkcore Records version of For the Punks by the Casualties. It must seem like I listen to like loads of like 90s street punk, but actually I don't. I just collect it. I love it, but I don't listen to a whole load of it. I'm just at that point where I'm just trying to collect as much of it as I can, because you don't see this stuff over here. A lot of this stuff is like rare in the UK. I guess maybe people are holding on to it, but obviously big in America at the time. So this is a reissue from like Punkcore, because originally came out of Tribal War. I've got an original pressing of this, but this is a cool picture disc one. And so yeah, I'm just gonna flip the old the business. Have a sip. How are we? We having a good week? Having a bit of a stressful week myself. But nonetheless, good to be back, do you know what I mean? God, that went down the wrong way. A couple more bits. Violence, peace. I can't even read that. There's a band called Life. This is like a Japanese crust band, I think from like the 80s, but this came out in about 95. Is that right? Possibly. Yeah, bit of a weird one. I'm aware of this. I knew who the band was, and it was on eBay for a £5. I won the bid. She's just got my headphones off. Thanks for that. Won it for a £5, and yeah, I haven't listened to it yet, but that's cool to have. Nice sort of noisy, crusty band. I like a lot of crust, so that'll be fun. It's supposed to be the last one, but I'll show some more. I'll show some more. The Knitters. So, the reason I bought this was I knew nothing about this at all, but I saw it was on Slash, and I don't have anything on Slash. I saw it and thought, oh, that's really cool. That looks kind of interesting. Yeah, so I bidded on it and won it. It was £3 I won it for, and it's a side project of members of X. So yeah, that's quite interesting. But it's like country and western, so that's cool. You know, fun to have, like, you know. So yeah, Poor Little Critters in the Road is the name of the album, and yeah, so there we are. So I got that. Like I said, we listened to business. I was going through my stuff, like what have I bought in the last however long? Just be like, oh yeah, like, you know, I could show some stuff. I'm doing this room out. I've got like another Kallax that I got given that I'm supposed to be putting up here. It's like a 5x5. So I'm trying to sort this room out because I bought like some guitars this year. I bought a couple guitars. So I'm running out of space in here. It's not the biggest room. We had, basically the reason why I was out financially for so long was because I came in here about a year ago and I noticed there was like, all the wall was wet down the side. And I only just redecorated this room a couple months before, so obviously that was ridiculous. So we had all these people coming over quoting us for like a new roof and stuff, which would cost thousands. Anyway, it turned out it was a chimney problem which we got sorted on the cheap, because you know, it's who you know, like, you know, so that was done. So I'm drying that out, so I'm hoping to get some other stuff up. But the room's looking a bit bland at the moment, but I'm hoping to get these shelves up. But I bought a couple guitars, and now to the number of 10 guitars, so I'm trying to find room for all those. So yeah, it's all good fun. But yeah, so I don't know, I just came home from work, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like jump on and do a vid and like show some stuff. And I was only been like 3 days since my last month, but I was like, fuck it, I'll just jump on. So I got a couple things coming, got a busy couple weeks coming up, so I don't know whether I'll be around, I don't know whether I'll have anything coming up, but yeah, hope everyone's alright, hope he's having a good week. Hope will be the weekend soon. Normally when I film, it's normally on like a weekend, so I'm like a bit more full of energy. It's just me after work. So yeah, cool. Alright then, well anyway, I'm gonna go. I've nearly finished this, so it's time for another, if you know what I mean. But yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for checking out my last video, and thanks for subscribing. So, thanks a lot.